Good morning. I hope you all are doing good. We will start a new chapter today, which is electricity and magnetism. Here you can see a picture of a person. Who is he? He is Benjamin Franklin. He lived in America. He was a famous inventor who invented a lot of amazing things with the concept of electromagnetism. The question is, what is an electromagnet? From its name, we can guess it. When an object starts attracting things toward itself like a magnet due to the flow of electricity in that object, such an object is known as an electromagnet. If the current passes through something and it shows magnetic qualities, then this phenomena is known as electromagnetism and the object is known as an electromagnet. When the current is turned on, the magnet works. When the current is turned off, the magnet stops working. You all must remember the experiment we did on electromagnetism in our previous term. What we did, we took a copper wire and wrapped it on a nail, and then we connected the wire on the positive and the negative terminal of the battery. The battery provided the charges to the wire and electricity was produced. And due to that electricity, we could attract the paper clips just like a magnet so that the whole object became an electromagnet. Now we have static electricity. It occurs when we rub two objects together. But you may remember that rubbing two objects is force of friction. But when we rub two objects together, friction changes the balance of positive and negative charges between the object, which turns the object to be electrically charged. Here you can see when we rub the negatively charged balloon on the block, it will attract its positive charge and it will stick to it, while the balloon will repel the other balloon with the negative charges. As you know, the two like things repel each other and the two unlike things which are opposite attract each other. Here you can see a jumper having positive and negative charges. But when we rub the balloon with the jumper, some of the negative charges will be transferred to the balloon, which will let the balloon to be attracted towards the jumper for some time until the charges get back to the jumper. Here is another example of static electricity. Running a comb through your hair creates friction, which charges comb with static electricity. Now there are lots of negative charges on our comb. When we place the comb near water falling from the tap, the positive charges in the water will be attracted by the comb, while the negative will be repelled, due to which the direction of the flow of water will be changed. Now we have conductors and insulator. You all must have learned about conductors and insulator in your previous classes. Conductors are the objects which conducts electricity, which allow electric current to pass through them easily, while insulators are the objects or things that do not allow electric current to flow through them easily. You can easily check whether the thing is conductor or an insulator. When we How can we do it? First, we attach one end of a wire to the negative end of the battery cell and the other end to the base of the light bulb. Attach one end of another wire to the base of the light bulb and leave the another end unattached. Attach one end of the last wire to the positive end of the battery and leave the other end unattached. 1. By joining your materials to the spare clips to complete your circle. Now, if we join a conductor, the light bulb will glow. And if we join an insulator instead of a conductor, the light will not glow. For example, there are some examples of conductors and insulators. If we connect silver to the wire, the bulb will glow. But if we join a glass with a wire, the light bulb will not be glowing. Here are few examples of conductors and insulators. Here on conductor sides we have steel, silver, gold, copper and seawater. They can conduct electricity. which means that the electric current coming from the battery will easily be passed through these materials and will allow the electric current to pass through the wire, and then the bulb will glow. On the other hand, we have insulators. Examples of insulators are glass, wood, rubber, oil, and plastic. When we join the wood with the wire, the, the electric current will not be produced to the further to the wire, and the bulb will not be glowed. You all know that electricity is produced, but how electricity gets to our home? The electricity we have in our homes and schools is current electricity. Current electricity is generated at one place, but the electricity produced is of very high power. We cannot use that electricity in our homes. The question is, how do we get current electricity at our homes? There are three stages through which we get electricity at our homes, schools, or workplace. These stages are generation, transmission, and distribution. Generation. Electricity is produced by burning non-renewable and renewable resources. What are non-renewable resources? Non-renewable resources are the resources which cannot be recycled back, while the renewable resources can be recycled back. For example, the non-renewable resources includes coal, gas, or oil. Once we burn them, we cannot get them back, while the renewable resources includes wind, water, or solar power, which we can get any time. Electrical energy has to be made by the conversion from some other form of energy. As you can see, the water is used and it is converted to produce energy, and then it produces electricity. Once the electricity is produced, the electricity is sent to the electricity grid. I hope you all have seen them on streets. The electricity received by it is very powerful to be used in homes, schools, factories, or the workplace. It will give you electric shock if you use them directly. It further sends electricity to the substation. This process is called transmission. After receiving the electricity from the electricity grid, now we can distribute the electricity to our homes, workplaces, schools, and other places. In this stage, electricity travels from substations to its final destination, and you can enjoy light, fan, and other electrical instruments.